Hello everyone, welcome back to the Best Start Guide. It is day 44 and I'm up good and early because it is CVC. And for some strange reason, when CVC is coming and when the quest resets are coming, I just kind of spontaneously wake up just in time for them, which is really annoying because it's still kind of the middle of the night for most of the world that's not addicted to this game. But here I am. I wanted to start by we'll say I'm gonna gloat just a little bit. Uh, this is the first time I managed to get my clan boss team to achieve the Guardian chest in one key. So the team's looking pretty good. The Guardian chest, just to recap what I covered, I think it was yesterday, maybe it was the day before. The Guardian chest is really the first chest where you get 3 drops as a reward. So Brutal Guardian is pretty much the next threshold you want to reach once you start doing Clan Boss. Easy, normal, and hard, they all have chests that drop 2 of a number of things. Oh, actually, you do get Guardian from hard. So never mind. You want to get the bottom chest from hard. But basically, as long as you can reach Guardian chest in Brutal, you're getting the same benefit. You're getting the 3 random generations instead of the 2 random generations from a night chest. So um, max chest hard and number 2 chest in brutal. This is my new goal for now, just to do this every day. I suppose setting the next goal then would be to get the bottom chest in Nightmare, right? That's the first time I get 4. This is going to take a long time. Honestly, I don't even know if we're going to get there in a year, but by gosh, I'm going to try. For now, it is CVC, so we do have some priorities to deal with. Should move this stuff along, for instance. And we'll visit the market quickly, see if there's anything good to pick up. Does this have any accuracy on it? Ooh, it's got speed and accuracy. Is it worth the silver? This is the question. At this point, I don't know. I mean, I checked on it. Am I still building 4-star artifacts at this point? And I'm thinking maybe. This will be a maybe. I'll get it. Was that a mistake? Should I be feeling buyer's remorse? Let me know in the comments. And you know what? I'm going to take a look at this one too. Although, yeah, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure I don't need it. Hang on. Hang on. What about this 5-star piece? Defense attack. That's not very congruent. Let's not get that. So this CVC, we are looking at double points for Sand Devil and for Shogun and for Arena. I feel like this is very close to what we were getting double points for last time. I don't know if anybody out there can really recall. I actually recorded it so I could check my episode from 2 weeks ago. But I am fairly certain Sand Devil and Shogun was doubled back then too. It's too bad. I was kind of hoping it would be Minotaur this time around because Minotaur is probably still our best dungeon unless I'm able to complete a lower level. But we're getting 80 points for Minotaur. Dragon is usually half the points of the other dungeons, and I've reached about level 17, maybe 18 of Dragon, but that's only 30 points a run. So that's not going to be as good on CVC points. How important are CVC points? That kind of depends on your clan. So that's another thing. This clan, I don't really have a minimum that I've posted. Let's see, it's been a while since I checked this, but what did I even say? Welcome, our clan is casual with only one rule: join our Discord channel. You know, all the cool kids are doing it. You want to be cool, don't you? Join the Discord channel. Even if you're not in the clan, you can join the Discord channel. It's free for all. There's a link in the description as well if you want to just click on something rather than manually typing it out. Um, I look forward to seeing some of you in there. I will give advice to anybody looking for advice. I'm always kind of hovering over the Discord channel. We have 30 members right now. That might change. It doesn't really look like we've got anybody that's particularly truant. No Luck Cookie hasn't been on in a day, but that's usually fine. Life gets in the way. So I took I took three elite clan quests again. I'm not sure if at this point I'm in violation of what the clan might want to adopt as a policy. In my main clan, it's one elite per member in the first 24 hours, but with my newer accounts, I have a tendency to just grab whatever I want. So if this gets to be a problem in the clan, I will make a rule that I also will follow, which is to only take one of these in the first 24 hours. And really, I might have even given myself an easier time if I'd taken just the increased defense or just the increased speed and gone with the congruent one in expert, because there's probably a place 100 here somewhere. Maybe there's not. Didn't think to check. Oh, Luz Azul came in and took this one actually. But for instance, if I'd spotted this one, I could have taken the 100 speed, the 200 speed from here, and there. I don't know if there's one down here, but there probably isn't. Come to think of it. Anyway, for better for worse, I took these three. That'll be the first thing I want to look at. I might want to just start burning through some energy too because we're close to full. And I do want to do a clan boss run before I end the episode. I don't think I have that much to cover today, but I do want to see if I can replicate the brutal run or if this was a fluke. I'm pretty sure I can replicate it. Also, I'm looking at this yellow star here. That doesn't need to be yellow anymore. So we'll go to the tavern. We'll go to ascend. I think it's time to get her for final level of ascension. I'm just going to say screw it. Put in 2 potions and let's get her all the way. I guess I could also run the potion dungeon. That's probably what I would have recommended. I'm impatient. Yeah, sue me. So now we can put a banner on her. I really wanted an accuracy banner, but really it's this one. It'd be at least a little bit of extra speed. We could roll it up to 8 just to see what kind of stat pops out here. It's attack. That's cool. Um, so why don't we go ahead and equip it? She's got a little bit more speed now, so she'll be going a little more frequently. So 182, I'd love to get this to 200. But that would involve getting faster stuff. I think she has a lot of the fastest stuff that I could possibly muster now. I mean, this could be a speed set, but I do like having a really high crit rate. This gives me the highest crit rate of everything I've got on the account at this point, I'm pretty sure. So we'll go with that for now. Ooh, we've already got a clan reward too. So I'm going to take a look at the quests. I just want to look at the arena teams for the sake of the quest. That's what I'm going to do. So this, for example, this probably shouldn't be too difficult. And instead of running my main, oh, and I've got my all barbarian team, which is all spirit. I marked down in the notes that I want to keep an eye out on the market for the Zephyr sniper, because if I put her into the clan, she's also defense based. So basically, instead of running Jamarsa, I'd run Zephyr sniper. I might run her in a stun set or something, have her just do a little bit of crowd control. She's also defense based. So I'd have an entirely spirit team, entirely barbarian team. So I have a team that just kind of qualifies whenever we get the daily I guess it's a daily quest that requires you to have all one affinity or all one faction. I'd be able to just knock it out all in a row with this Barb's Wired team. But for now, I actually want to move down to my increase team. So I have an increase all, on 2 of these, and this is just increased defense and speed, but I can live with that. This is actually the same team. I've just kind of scrambled the order. I probably also changed up the move priorities, but let me make sure. So she opens with Dark Gift, which is wrong. She should be opening with that, so I don't know why. You know what? I think I do know why. I think I wasn't doing increase attack last month or last week. Yeah, it was a week ago. So I want to make sure to open with strengthen. So it's good that I checked. 1, strengthen. He opens with his boon of speed. Good. Third just opens with her increase attack and increase defense. And oh, and you know what would be really good is if I could get third just somehow faster than Spirit Host. That's going to take some doing because honestly, a lot of the fastest stuff on my account is already probably on, uh, well, maybe my Spirit Host, but actually cancel. Let's make sure Kale does his Acid Rain first. Good. On my Diabolist here, she's got the fastest stuff. She's at 248. So we want her to open with her, not her positive charge though. So that's another one. I mean, it's good to make sure she goes straight into that, but we need the increased speed for now. So she'll go with the increased speed. Abyssal, I don't want him to attack by accident, so I definitely want him to open with his Wards of Madness. And after that, he can even go for his Cure. He's very slow. Although I think he's still going to go before Sun Wukong. Tagoar, come to think of it, Tagoar is probably going first with his increased speed. Maybe I need to replace Tagoar on this team. Maybe, maybe not. It depends. We'll run it once and we'll see if Tagoar's knocking down opponents too easily. Because we don't want that happening. And with the increased speed defense, this should be fine because this is the team I'm already running. He's the nuker. He sets up the nuker with the increased defense. She sets everybody up with the increased speed. And really, I could probably get another increased attacker in this team. Not that it needs it, but Djams is not really adding anything to it. Who else do I have available for increased attack? I guess I'll have to look for that. So we'll go to the champions. That's why I like the new search function. So we can come in and we could go for buffs. Increase attack, big version. Oh, and wouldn't you know it, we got this guy the other day. We could even get him in there. Although we could also use a duplicate of her. There's also the small version. So we could also use... How fast is he? Because he might be fine. He's got his barking orders with his provoke. He's not especially fast, but we could maybe get him some speed boots if possible. I think I've taken all the speed boots on the account. I need to farm more. But for now, we could even just take the fastest. Actually, show me what's on everybody else. Can I take a pair from someone else? I mean, Armiger isn't getting a lot of airtime these days. But maybe... You know what? If I even have any boots in the speed set, in the speed category, it's probably fine. Like, I could just take these from her. Yeah, I'll just take these. So we'll put Master Butcher into the team. So it's not exactly an accurate name anymore. And come to think of it, Master Butcher doesn't have an aura, so let's put in High Katoon as the lead. We'll put in Master Butcher. They're not barbs anymore, but it could be increase all spirit because it's got that qualifier. So we make sure High Katoon rallies the Horde. Hosk is doing his thing. Master Butcher, we're going to make sure he opens with his barking orders. And Shield Guard will stone nuke. And I'll line up my Kale with their Kale. This is probably fine. Or maybe, you know what? Barking. I think I may have overestimated the speed that I put on Master Butcher. 143, 164. Yeah, Shield Guard's going to be nuking before we get to Master Butcher. So he is going to need faster boots for this to work. Or can I swap in anybody else? She's at 140. And you know what? If she's at 140, she's probably also going behind Kale. So she's also not really achieving her goal. These are things I need to fix. Dang it. All right, how's this team looking? So we've got the speed coming in first. We've got some of my champions are just too slow. All right, I want to just run them because I want satisfaction and I want to sip my tea. So we will watch some of our objectives not get met, but I'm okay with that. So we get the increased attack and then he just nukes. So that's definitely not right. Here we're at least getting everything as long as we don't nuke everything too fast. And she's knocking stuff over way too fast. So we definitely have to fix a lot of that. And at this point, we're probably full on energy, so let's head to the dungeons. Let's do Minotaur. Let's do Minotaur at least once. I have now got all the masteries for Sun Wukong. I'd like to show that to you guys. But I'm going to run Minotaur first because you know how I feel about having full energy. I like to regenerate energy as much as possible. It's free energy. If you can re-energy, if you can replenish energy, that's like getting free energy. So, you know, don't hoard energy unless you're in the end game. In the end game, you can hoard energy because at that point you've done everything you need. You don't need to run Minotaur anymore. You don't need to run any dungeons anymore. You don't need to run any potion dungeons anymore. I guess there's still dungeons. You don't need to run the oil dungeons anymore, which you absolutely do. I think at this point everybody still needs to run the oil dungeons. Maybe you don't. Maybe you have a way of getting the oils that you need, but I find there's always stuff you need your energy for in this game. So really, at any point, even in the end game, even on my end game account, I'm always spending all my energy. All of it. There's no reason to sit on it. No reason to hoard it. Because it's not like the gems. You're not replenishing it. Not unless you use it. You use it or you lose it. With the gems, on the other hand, I'd say hoard those as much as possible. Somebody in the clan chat today on the Discord server asked what to spend gems on. I do have that in the guide, in the ongoing. Basically for gems, and this is the ongoing thing. I said this in the chat. If you happen to join the server, you probably saw it there. But just to recap, First 800 should go to your main campaign farmer, then market, then mine, then the Guardian Ring. That is the way I would recommend you spend your gems. For the Guardian Ring, you can pretty much stop when you reach. Who do I even want to put in the Guardian Ring? We'll put him in. I'm really not using Rathalos Blademaster all that much. He seems like a good champion and everything. I'm having so much trouble getting to him. Getting to the point where I'm using him. And I don't care. So let's take a look at the masteries. At this point, Sun Wukong has all of his. This is the distribution I wanted to go with. I went with Helm Smasher because he has the ability to ignore basically all defense with it. I also came down here and went for Master Hexer. So when he's placing his block buffs, he's got a chance of placing it for a little bit longer. Is that super important? Not really. That's why I saved choosing those masteries for last. And whoops, I clicked straight out of it. Let's get back to champions. So the most important mastery here is probably Helm Smasher, because I want him to be able to nuke like crazy in the arena. And you want to kind of snake this way to get Ruthless Ambush after going this way to get Heart of Glory. Heart of Glory is particularly good on Sun Wukong because whenever he gets back up, he is getting back up with 100% HP. So this is going to happen all the time. So you get your extra 5% here. You get your extra 8% on your first nuke here, which is really the one that matters in the arena, is that first hit. After that, ideally, the fight's over. So this is all about making his beating stick. What is it? The Wonder Rod? The Staff of Wonder? Staff of Wonder. This is all about making that Staff of Wonder nuke as hard as possible. So Sun Wukong's got it. Because it's CVC, we could even dump books into him. Oh, look at this. We've already gained a level. So upgrade the skills. We have one Lego book, and it's got Sun Wukong's name on it. Where's it going to land today? I mean... Xeno also needs books. This would ramp up her damage against Clan Boss, but only a little bit. Most of her damage seems to come from the other things. Most of it comes from the Giant Slayer Mastery. She now can get more of her masteries. I still haven't fully decided. I'm a very indecisive person, and I do apologize for this. I'll agonize over these decisions. Her A1 could be doing more damage with this, so Methodical is a pretty sexy choice for another option. One of them is going to have to be from this area, but possibly two. And maybe it comes down to Master Hexer. Would I want Master Hexer? Because I like the idea of having a greater chance of placing Weaken. This will be 100% when she's booked. Right now, she's not fully booked, though, and it could be a long time before she's booked. So you know what? Maybe Sniper and Master Hexer is absolutely the way to go. Although she can also get her buffs to last longer. And she's putting increased speed on the whole party. She's putting increased attack on herself. So getting those buffs extended would also be good. There's a lot to choose from. But maybe I get the most out of Lasting Gifts and Master Hexer. And if I go for Master Hexer, then I guess we have to go through either Lore of Steel or Evil Eye. And she's getting a little bit of extra stats from Cruel, but I've got her in Relentless. So Lore of Steel is less valuable. I really don't think we need the Merciful Aid. On this side, we could have Wrath of the Slain as well. It's a tough call. For now, I'm going to commit to lasting gifts. And could even take something from up here. We do have Whirlwind of Death. Really, if she's up against bosses for the most part, that's probably not going to matter. Life Drinker can help her get her health back. That can help with longevity. Arcane Celerity. There's also Rapid Response. When her buffs expire, she is putting out a lot of buffs. Decisions, eh? So is the clan boss reset? Yes, it is. It should have reset 5 minutes ago. We can come in here. We can check in. And the Demon Lord has actually not reset yet. So I can quickly review all the damage. 11.8 on hard. That's like just one key in Guardian. I think this account is capable of much better than 11.8. That's the smallest it's been since I boosted her up to 6 stars with the mastery. On normal, we achieved 14.36 million, and easy yesterday really was easy. We got 36.35 million. I think this has to be a crazy record for this account. This is really overkill for easy. It's really too bad the rewards from easy aren't a little bit better. Because honestly, easy is barely worth doing. I probably won't even bother with easy every day now. It depends on how the keys land. If my first key on Brutal lands in Guardian, I then immediately move to hard. And if my first key on hard lands on Guardian, then I'm just going to move down to normal. Because it'll be a while before Nightmare's worth doing. Because the Guardian chest on Nightmare is 10 million. So if I can consistently get 10 million, maybe it's worth moving up to Nightmare, but another consideration is this clan does not take down Nightmare right now. That's a goal for later. I'm not even going to suggest that to the clan. They will laugh me out of the chat. They're like, Gavin, are you kidding? So let's claim our Brutal chest. So we got flat attack boots. That is underwhelming. From hard, we're getting 2 chests. We're getting a shield and a helmet and some gems. I always want to see those shards or a book, and I hardly ever see them. And the lower you go, the worse it is. I mean, that's okay. Let's get into Brutal. Let's see what kind of mischief this team can get into. And I also still haven't committed to any masteries on either of the revivers in the party. Maybe that's a faux pas. For the best start, really, you want to just be taking the best stuff you possibly can, but because these guys aren't really responsible for the DPS anyway, that's how I justify not committing to any masteries yet. One of them is going to be the clan boss specialist, but I am having so much difficulty deciding which one it's going to be. Who's going to be the clan boss support and who's going to get replaced. I need somebody who brings in increased defense, which is probably going to be Hosk. He won't just be an arena champion anymore. He'll be a main clan boss champ because he does have the capacity of cleansing those stuns when they come out. He's immune to stuns himself, so I could make him the stun target and not have to worry about getting stunned as often. Even when you make someone a stun target, it doesn't guarantee they will be the stun target because other things can happen. Her getting targeted, for example, she was targeted because she had the least number of buffs, plus she probably had the lowest HP. Because just looking around the party, these two both had the lowest number of buffs. Affinity is another thing that the clan boss will consider. But affinity doesn't matter either, because he's void. So he would have chosen Jamarsa because her max HP was lower than Tagoar's. But basically, the first thing he will consider is, can he one-shot anybody? And he couldn't. So the next thing he'll consider is, who's got the least buffs? And then he'll target that person. If there's multiple people with the same buffs, then he'll target whoever has the lowest HP. So it's her again, because as you can see, she had the least number of buffs, and then the lowest HP of the ones that had the least number of buffs. It can get kind of complicated. But there is a system to it. It's not random. I suppose unless literally all of the things are equal, and then it can maybe be random. So when I bring in Hosk, when I can commit to who I'm taking out of the party, and really, this is a thing I could even do tomorrow. I could even add this to the list. Priorities will go ASAP, 6-star. I don't know. That's another thing I haven't decided yet. I'm gonna have to decide that. But I'm gonna add in CB Hosk. We'll run Hoskarol in Clan Boss tomorrow. I might even try him out in one of the instant Clan Boss teams. At that point, what I'll need to do is assign the masteries to a number of these champions, just to make sure the stun lands on Hoskarol as much as possible, or to make sure Hoskarol goes at the right time to cleanse the stun. It's probably going to be a little too difficult to do that. The way you can speed tune Clan Boss the easiest is to go to the Clan Boss calculator on the Deadwood Jedi website. If you're not familiar with it, go to deadwoodjedi.com. Check out his Clan Boss calculator. You can basically put in your speeds for all of your champions, and it will show you a mock-up of how the whole Clan Boss fight will unfold. And then you can kind of tweak the speeds of your champions in the mock-up without having to mess around with your gear, which can get expensive. Although it occurs to me today, gear swapping is still free because we've got a Cintranos reset. So maybe this would be a good day to swap around some gear, particularly for the sake of the quests that I'm trying to do in Tag Team Arena. Since gear swapping is free, today would be the day to swap it around. In fact, I'm not using Armiger for anything right now. So I'll take his boots, I'll give them to somebody. I'll take some of the other speed boots off somebody else that's not doing anything. Just knock out the Tag Team Arena quests. And then do and put the boots back on Armiger and anybody else I swap gear from before the thing expires at the end of today. I've got all day to do it. I forget what the exact number I'm looking for is. It's 7 point something. But it looks like we're gonna make it though. Because our 3 best DPS units are still in. Can't revive anybody anymore. Still getting lots of damage off of Kale and Zeno though. Alright, Zeno, it's all on you. Gotta love all those extra turns. And those, the extra 250,000 that drops every single time this procs. Wow, look at all that extra damage pop out. I absolutely love Giant Slayer on her. I've said this before. I'm in love with Xenoblade Master. She might be my favorite champion on this account, which is really saying something because this account got some decent champions. We got Sun Wukong, who I just adore Sun Wukong, but I think my one true love is probably her. even though she's mainly a boss champion. But I mean, look at that. She keeps surviving because of her passive. So we got 9.8 million. That's definitely going to get us that Guardian chest. The minimum was 7.23. So we got it. Is there anything else for me to cover right now? I always get to the point in the episode. I've been talking for 35 minutes, and I'm really looking for anything particularly new I need to cover. They're the missions. I'm at 45. I want to see if I can get through this during CBC. But I'm not gonna work myself too hard to get through it. I'll just I'll be near my laptop throughout the day. I will try to get it done, but I also want to spend less of my life on this game. It is a massive time sink, and if you're running multiple accounts, doubly so. I mean, that's about it. I don't really have much else to cover today. I can take a quick look at my notes. Today, CVC, we talked about that. Ongoing is Minotaur. ASAP. Here's just a question for you guys. Do you guys recommend a 6-star next? I'm thinking it's going to be either Jamarsa or Tagoar, but it doesn't have to be. It could be Hosk. It could be another champion that does damage. I can even open up the roster to ask this question. And this decision doesn't matter, strictly speaking, right now, because I'm still waiting on maybe there will be a 2x this weekend. I'm not really sure when the next 2x is. I'm just sitting on these ancient shards. I know at least Beanie, you've told me to just pull them because that's what you want to see, but I'm probably not going to. Why is there only one slot here? It's just legendaries. There's no epic. That's so worthless, Plarium. We're not going to get a legendary from this category of shard, particularly not during a 2x. This is like the worst time. So it's those champions. Am I excited about any of those champions? Well, I don't know. I mean, Kaja the Rai, she's a really good reviver, honestly, but particularly if you can pair her with Timid the Fool. Uh, I mean, you know what? Sissy of Flame Tongue, she's got the AoE HP burn, which is missing from this account. Mind you, so does so does so does Cupidus. Or am I wrong? I don't want to be wrong about that. I think Cupidus has an AoE HP burn. He's in the Sacred Order, right? So we go to Cupidus. He's got attacks all enemies with HP burn. So yeah, he can do it. Sissy of Flame Tongue is an even better burner, though. So if I were to go for this, that's who I'd want. But honestly, outside of having Sacred Shards, I don't think it's worth trying for Sissy of Flame Tongue. It's just, even at a 15x, progressing to a 25x, here's the thing. I mean, the chances of pulling a champion at all are 0.5%, right? Getting a legendary, 0.5%. Out of that, then we got what, like 300 legendaries now, so it's like a 1 in 300 chance. Multiply that by 15, that's still something like what, 1 in 20? It's not it's neither here nor there. Anyway, we'll go to the champions, because this is who we've got now. And I'd say I'm looking at Jamarsa next, probably, particularly because I did get emergency heal on her. I'd love to get a blessing for Tagoar whenever it happens to show up here at the Altar of Souls. I have some soul stones I could pull as well. I'm waiting for an event, I guess. One that might give us double duty. So we might get a little something for pulling our soul stones, but I don't know. We've only got 4 of them. Maybe that doesn't matter. Maybe I should just pull them. So feel free to peer pressure me to pull them, everybody. But for now, I want to tentatively plan who's going to be the next 6-star. Although, come to think of it, it's almost certainly going to be Jamarsa because I'm running the Minotaur with them, trying to max them out. So we got Xeno left. She's missing 120 red scrolls. And Jamarsa is missing about 180 red scrolls. So once we get those, I can just start doing the others one at a time. You get Tagoar back in there, focus on him. Minotaur will finally start to speed up. So I'll be able to fill out the masteries of everybody. My first 6 could easily be the current top 6, right? I can see myself filling out Shield Guard. I'd really like to do that actually because he costs almost nothing to ascend, and I just love his kit. He's fully booked too. So there's a lot to be said for Shield Guard as well. So these are my 3 top picks for sure for the next 6-star. Although there's a case to be made for Apothecary. I've also fully booked him. I'd also like to get him all of his masteries at some point. He could get another Giant Slayer mastery, and he might even be pulling his weight on Clan Boss. It'd be nice to get him in, for instance, instead of either Jamarsa or Tagoar. Still a question of which one I think I could replace, although one of the things I like about Tagoar is he puts out this increased speed, but if Xeno is in there, and I put Apothecary in there, this is going to be just overkill in terms of increased speed. So maybe it will be Jamarsa, particularly because she has the passive cooldown reduction that kicks in all the time now because she's fully booked. So, I mean, do I want to book her? Do I want to book him? Do I want to book him? Not book 6-star. I'm sorry. I clearly have not gotten enough sleep. Do I want a 6-star Apothecary? Is there some other obvious champion here? If I just expand it, some other obvious champion who obviously should be the next one. I don't know. Let me know in the comments. And until next time, take care of yourselves.